We are back for another episode of using up to 12 by 12 paper pads. I'm just doing 2 from Coastal Cove, 2 from the purple, I forget what it's called, and then 2 from the watercolors. Couldn't find any in the Valentine's one that would work for this. Because everything would be upside down sideways. Yeah, because everything that's in the Valentine's pack is directional. So I'm just doing 2, 2, and 2 for this one. Here is the prototype. I saw this on Tina at Chubby Debbie Doodah. Saw it on her channel, and she saw it on Gail Augustinelli's channel. So how I didn't see this on Gail's, when I literally watch her every single day, I'm not sure. But anyway, Tina saw it on Gail's, and I saw it on Tina's. So what we're making, this little thing will give you 5 pockets. This piece here is going to be glued, so it's going to be a top pocket. And then when you open up each of these flaps, you got 2 pockets here. Again, this is going to be a pocket right here. And then 2 more pockets. So 5 pockets in total. It seems awfully wide. That's what I thought. This is 6 inches wide. So if you want it to be able to go this, face this way so that it opens like a book, you're going to need to shorten it, because this is if you do a standard 6x9 journal, because those pages are 5.5. This is 6 inches side to side. I get my ruler face in the right direction. So you can put it in your journal this way, but then all your pockets are all, this pocket will be upright, but these pockets and these pockets will be sideways. So you kind of have to make that decision. If you want it to go this way, I would say here's your 12 by 12. Cut at least an inch off of one side or the other. Then when you fold it in half, you're going to have exactly 5.5. But if you want it even just a little bit smaller, I would say cut off 2 inches. And if you've got something that the image, like this, for example, if I cut 2 inches off of this, then the whole pattern's that way. So for this, I would trim this down 1 inch this way and 1 inch, I do an inch off of each side. Hope that makes sense. And I do need to make note in my book that if I want it to fit in a 6x9 journal, I need to trim my edges. Bring this out. And just so that I have to extend that arm out, what I'm going to do is cut an inch. Cut an inch off of this side, and then I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to cut an inch off of this side. It doesn't matter if it's taller than it is wide. It doesn't have to be an exact 12 by 12. That is creator's choice. And save these off to the side. Let me just cut them all while I've got this out. This doesn't matter which way it is. I'm just going to do 2 inches off one side. keep double checking my placement because, as I've said before, this I believe that the reason that I got this on sale, I'm going to go from this way so that way I can get that, because this shows that perforation still. I think the reason I got this board on sale for as cheap as I did is because it doesn't cut straight. It's just a hair off. I said in a stream before that instead of getting a 90-degree, you get like an 89-degree cut. So it's just a little tiny bit off, but then when you're cutting each side, you end up with not a square by the time you're done. If you trust this measurement up here, and you push your paper all the way up. These lines are straight, so I tend to put the paper down, run my finger along it, make sure my paper's straight along this grid. And then I cut it. So again, because of the direction of that, or the style of that paper, I didn't feel like I needed to cut off each side, an inch from each side to balance it. Same with this one. And note that I am saving these off to the side. And then I've got these last two. Got a new blade, so I do have faith that it can cut through 2 pieces of cardboard or cardstock. Do I think it would do 3, 4, 5? No. But 2 I'm pretty sure it can handle. Like butter. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to fold it in half. So we're going to fold each piece, flip them over. And because these are one-sided, you do have to figure out, I have to figure out which way is going to be which. My bone folder that I found while cleaning my desk. You could use your scoreboard for this if you chose. But it's not necessary as long as you can figure out how to fold your paper. Obviously, I'm having a little bit of difficulty. And honestly, for me, I think it's because I've taken my night meds already, so my brain's getting a little foggy. So I am doing this in Shabby Dabby Doodah fashion, doing them as a mass make, which means you do all the steps, each individual step on all of the pieces. Then you move to the next step, do that on all of the pieces. Next step, all of the pieces, etc. Now, you're going to open it up and you're going to fold it the opposite direction. Try to get it straight. You want to get it straight before you do this drastic burnishing. This one's way off. You know what's funny is that in my quest to find YouTube friendly music, I found like on Def Leppard, some of their songs fall still very squarely in copyright, and other ones don't. Like this one I can play, the one that's playing right now. Pour Some Sugar on Me, it bounced back as a copyright issue. I'm like, it's interesting. Because I think Def Leppard is probably the only band on my playlist that I have found that to be the case. Everybody else is like all or nothing. Either all of their songs are available or none of them are. What you got? I think that's interesting. Last one. Now, if you were leaving this in a 12 by 12, you wouldn't really have to worry so much about these next steps. But because we cut it down so that it would fit into a journal, you got to think about your papers being oriented this way. So this is 12 and this is 5. Okay? Because you're going to create your side pockets here and here. And you're going to cut this line so that it folds back on itself. So if you cut this down to 11 inches, just keep that in mind. You want to make sure that you're folding your side pockets on that 11-inch side. Otherwise, you've defeated the purpose of cutting your paper down. So this part, no major science to it. If you watch Tina at all, you'll know that she doesn't really measure. She doesn't really, she just folds and goes. So, what she did to get these pockets to be the same was she folded this back on itself, and she flipped it over, and she used that first one as a guide to where to put that second one. It's funny because my paper is not folding straight at all. And then again, because we're creating pockets, if we were to leave these pockets the way they are and fold them, they're going to bend up on themselves, and you'll see it, causes a gapping in the pocket right here. So you want to trim out little tiny triangles where your pockets join. I'm second guessing myself here. Yep. I needed to second guess myself. So scratch that. This is the 11-inch side. You're going to fold. This is 12 inch. You're going to fold it along the 11-inch side. I said it right. I just didn't do it right. I was looking at that going, that just doesn't seem right. Again, we're going to fold this up. And unfortunately, I didn't notice it until after I really burnished those down. So you can still see the creases. So this one I'll probably put on a low price on my Etsy, or I'll give it as a freebie for somebody. Okay. So again, you're cutting out this little triangle from the score line to the edge. It doesn't need to be very big. I'm going to go from the bottom up. I was thinking I could do it the other way, but hey, I'm glad I checked before I got too far. I have your pocket here, pocket here. And you need to cut one of these. Doesn't matter left or right, but you're only cutting to that center score line. It's funny, I'm used to recording on StreamYard and having to constantly look up to make sure that everything's recording properly. And this time, I'm recording on my phone, on my camera, which is right there. But I keep looking up at my TV. So glue there. Then this will fold. Fold them in and over. Now this one did not fold straight in any way, shape, form. So when you're looking here, it's like these ones are even and those ones are even, but they're not even as a whole. Let's see if I can fix that. Quit moving. Wow. Just wants to fight with me. Well, and the paper decided it wanted to crack this time too, so. This one in general, this is just going to be a, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with it. It's all over the place. It's not, it didn't glue well. It didn't fold well. It's cracking. So, yeah. But assembly is quite simple. Is you glue flap here, flap here. First time I've worked with my glue today, so it's gonna get itself running here. Here and here. Now, if you have edge punching, decorative edge punches, you could do the tops of these flaps and even give them some decoration if you chose to. So you got your two flappies here. You're going to make this into a pocket. So you got to decide, once you close this up, right? Do you want to go side and have it open from the top? Turn it the right way. Oh, I guess you can't do that. So you're going to glue bottom and up the side, leaving this edge free. I was thinking you could go either, your pocket going either as a top loading or a side loading, but no. Push that up, glue that. No. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Fold this over. Glue those. And then you close your covers. So then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pockets. You can put a thumb hole there if you want, or just leave it like that. Okay. Oh, this one, I'm just going to toss that one to the side. I didn't do so well on that one. So I'll walk you through one more, and then I'm just going to be quiet and have the music play. So I want to make sure this is the 10-inch side. So I need a pocket here and a pocket there, right? This still doesn't seem right. Yes. how deep this pocket is entirely up to each individual. You can make short pockets, you can make long, big pocket. It's up to you. Get these a little lined up a little better. Easier to crease it with my fingers. So again, we're going to open these up and we're going to cut out these small little sections between the pockets. Doesn't need to be very big, just need to a little bit to give those two pockets some space. And then again, one of these side ones. I do it this way since it's already folding that direction. Like this was a technique I learned from Tina, is to fold it, and then when you cut it, you're cutting, both at the same time for starters, but you're cutting out the line, which is ultimately what, we're trying to do when we do that particular thing. But she does it when she's cutting any kind of paper. And I was like, huh. Because I don't know about y'all, but when I fold something and then I cut it, I always, always, always still have that lump from the fold. So cutting it in this way, you eliminate that lump. Turn it. Glue web on my fingers. Now, just occurred to me, if you wanted to ink this, you would want to ink it before you glue your pockets down. And also, if you wanted to put thumb notches here, it would be easiest to do before you glue them down. I'm not going to worry about that because, yeah. So for this little pocket, you go down, stopping at that fold, come across to this fold, bring your two halves together, glue that pocket, flips, flip that back. So I got some glue that So this is without trimming it, right? This is with trimming it. So this one is 6 across. This one is 4, 5. I mean, so this, you could sew this into a signature. This would be on one side, and then these two on the other, or vice versa. This, sew it in here. It could be an insert into a pocket or into a side tuck, however you want to use it. Huh? I'm going to zip it and just work. Now, if you have one of those mats that have measurements on it, that would work for this too. I've got one, but it's bigger than my workspace, so I don't really use it. But you could use it to measure how far up to fold your paper to help you get it even. Kind of scanning as I'm folding, trying to figure out what inks I have nearby. So I got 2 blues. These I think I can just do in black. I'm trying to get better. I've got some inks that are nearby that I'm trying to use. I don't like them for multiple reasons that I don't necessarily need to get into, but I'm trying to use those rather than the inks that I actually like. My blue and my black. My black dauber has other ink, other black ink on the dauber that likes to come off on my fingers. Okay. This is a tiny, tiny little ink pad. Obviously, it's smaller than this, than my dauber. I'm not going to hole punch or thumb notch anything. I think the design is pretty self-explanatory that, you know, those are pockets. Okay, you can see how juicy the difference between those two edges. I don't know if you can tell on camera. I have no idea what ink this is. Made in Austria, looks like it says. Hey. Did you see that? It jumped right out at me. Tried to attack me. So I am doing the outer edges where the pocket's going to be, the pocket itself, both raw edges. Though I just realized that should cut my triangles out first, and then we come up in here. We do these lines. And this line. Not doing the inside of the pocket because obviously you're not going to see it. Bringing it out here. This side. And these ones. These edges. Now, before I do any more inking, I'm going to back up the truck just a step. Cut it. Go back and I'm going to cut all my little slits out. Because I want those inked too. So if you ink and then cut, you've got to go back and ink after. So again, work smarter, not harder. When you're doing this long one, so again, it's up to you if you go left, do the left one or the right one. Let's go through and do these. Speaking of Gail, 11:05, her video just dropped. And Gail lives in Montana, so she is an hour ahead of me. So she schedules her videos to drop at midnight, but they drop at 11 o'clock my time. Which is great. I love it because it gives me stuff to watch late at night when I'm not sleeping. Let's do Wednesday. This is going into Thursday. Trying to think what she does on her Thursday videos. I think what her Thursday schedule is. I'm drawing a blank. So Fridays are forgotten friend Fridays. So she goes into like her old stuff that she hasn't touched in a long time, like old boxes of completed things or bases. I mean, not completed things. If they were completed, they'd be in her finished ephemera boxes. But like her to-do boxes or whatever. Like she's done a forgotten friend Friday, but she used her Sizzix and her cutting dice because she hadn't used them in like so long she could barely even remember what dies she owned. Or it might be a stamp set that she had lost and recently found again, or whatever. This one I'm also going to ink in black. And obviously I have to go back and do that other one. Black keeps running away from me. You guys seeing that? Like, no. Get the sides. Fold it. Get the fold. This fold. Sorry, I totally realized I was off camera. So, not that I'm doing anything interesting. I'm just inking en masse because, next step in this whole process. Where have I not? Okay. Ooh, this ink is messy. pencil inks. Let me get this other one back out so I can redo just these edges here. You see this mess that the ink is making? Wet, baby, white. Now this blue also makes a huge mess. Looking for any of the wipes I had on my desk. I'm thinking I must have used them. Okay, there I go again, looking up at my screen and like having a split second of panic as to, why my screen's off. Oh yeah. Come on. There we go. Now these are pigment inks. So as you can see, they're sticky. This blue one is a pigment ink anyway. I don't know about that other one. And these particular ones, I couldn't even tell you how old they are because I didn't buy them. I got them as part of one of my original, like the original craft marketplace haul that started me on this whole journey in the first place. Sorry, keep realizing that I'm off camera. I'm having a hard time with that. So you see, and it leaves flakes. And if I was just shooting, it would smear. So when those occur, I have to remind myself to blow them off of really my working surface rather than wiping it away. Because my inclination is to wipe it. I'm actually kind of surprised at this ink right now because usually it's making a much, much bigger mess than this. That's a new problem now. I've never had issues with it sticking to my dauber. Darn it. Getting really infuriating. I've literally never had this issue. like everything in my house is just wanting to be weird today. It's like, what's that definition of insanity? Is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. It's kind of how I feel with this pigment right now. Keep expecting to be able to just, you know, like I can with all my other inks. But no, this one's not allowing me to do that. It's getting to be scream worthy. This is my last one though, so. Ink at all the edges. Blow any extra ink off. Close this up. Clean my hands off. Clean the deck, aka the desk. Dry as best you can. Alright, let's bring in these guys. So again, you're going to go down the side of this flap, side of this flap, side of this flap, and the side of this flap. Fold them up and glue them. Make sure those are closed still. One, two, three, and four. Turn this down just a smidge more. It's like wanting to buckle. I do realize that I've, cut off my ink there, but that's okay because I just take my dauber and run it, find where there's ink for starters, and then just run it down. Blue. Fold in, and again you're going to go down the center, down the bottom, and up this outer edge. Try not to get your glue all over the place like I just did. Again, I'm not worried about getting it on the silicone desk. That's why, or mat, that's why I got it, because it'd be silicone on silicone. Make sure your flaps, you don't glue your flaps closed. So again, you have a pocket, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ta-da. Yeah, fill up on chips, just not Lay's. Oops, I didn't ink the inside of this. Just ever so slim. I don't like that song. See how it's playing songs that I know are not on my.
Hi everyone, it's Gail, and I am going to make a bunch of for girls, and I was inspired by we're getting to
understand why this isn't charging.
So yeah,